in his series of engagement with Q Group of companies. And the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy with partners hosted the Smart Africa Focal Points meeting on Tuesday. The outgoing president of the West African Insurance Companies Association, Eddie Ife Koha, on Monday called on stakeholders in the insurance sector to work towards the establishment of a common insurance market in Africa. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News with me, Jul Denjai, and now to our stories. Ahead of the OIC Summit of Head of State Summit in the Gambia next month, the Gambia's High Commissioner to the UK, Her Excellency Fatou Bom Bensouda, underscores the need for collaboration for a successful summit. She also spoke about the long-standing UK-Gambia relations. Lolly M. Kamara visited her at the High Commission in Kensington in West London, and this is her report.
Her Excellency Fatou Bom Bensouda is the Gambian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. She was appointed in August 2022 after serving her tenure at the International Criminal Court at The Hague in Switzerland. While expressing high hopes for the country's potential for growth in various sectors such as trade and investments between the Gambia and the UK, High Commissioner Bensouda talks about the need for continued cooperation and support ahead of the OIC Summit in May this year.
Everything that is supposed to be in place is actually already there. We are doing our best to ensure that when we receive the guests, we receive them and provide them with the usual hospitality that Gambia is known for, and also to ensure that we have a very good summit in the Gambia on the 4th and 5th of May.
Mrs. Bensouda had served as the Attorney General and Minister of Justice in the Gambia. Aside from being the High Commissioner to the UK, the Gambian lawyer and diplomat is also the known resident ambassador for 8 other countries. She underscores the significance of the UK-Gambia relations, trade, security, health, and tourism.
Already there exists these ties between us, so I'm just trying to strengthen that and consolidate what we have already gained, and we are able to, for instance, bring our security personnel to the UK, and they train in the highest and very well-known international standard school here in the United Kingdom. That happens already, and I'm trying to look into the possibility of not only training, but also having nurses to be able to, and other health officials to be able to come here and even serve a term, not with the intention of staying here permanently, but just serving a term and be able to go back with experience and more knowledge.
Her Excellency High Commissioner Bensouda acknowledged the support she receives from the Gambia government through the Gambia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Furthermore, she also spoke about the importance of the Gambia's rejoining the Commonwealth and her role in championing the Gambia's candidature for the position of the Secretary General of the Commonwealth.
And Gambia has presented a candidate for the Commonwealth Secretary General position in the person of our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Tangara, and we are indeed doing the necessary campaign that should be done to support him.
On the prospects for tourism, the High Commissioner highlighted the Gambia's potential as a tourist destination with its beautiful beaches, rich culture, and hospitality. She said tourists can visit the smiling coast of Africa to experience what the country has to offer. For QTV News from London, United Kingdom, I am Lolly M. Kamara.
Well, also, as part of preparations for the OIC Summit, the OIC Secretariat organized a two-day training for over 150 liaison and protocol officers. Jenaba Sonko has the details.
Protocol officers are responsible for ensuring that protocol is followed during events, meetings and other occasions, and they work closely with event planners, executives and other stakeholders to ensure that everything runs smoothly during events. The OIC Summit brings together 57 heads of states or representatives, organizations and guests to the Gambia. The success of the hosting of the summit therefore also depends partly on the performance of liaison and protocol officers. Here is Esa Bokar C, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, OIC Secretariat.
Protocol are the window, and then they are the coated on the door of this nation. First impression is the best part of what people can use to judge, particularly people who don't have time. These heads of state travel to different places, dignitaries and all that. So being a protocol officer means you are representing Gambia in person, in character, and in attitude and behavior. So that calls for an exemplary character, especially between presentability and also where you are expected to sell the Gambia. You can sell the Gambia even without talking.
The training exposed the over 150 liaison and protocol officers to international protocol, corporate etiquette, VIP treatment, dress code, team building and simulation exercises. Cherno Cisse is an international relations and diplomacy candidate at the University of the Gambia and part of the liaison and protocol officers being trained.
Generally, the feeling is exciting because as a student studying at the UTG doing diplomacy and foreign policy, I think this is something that will give us the opportunity to learn the theories that we learn in the class, to have the opportunity to have them in practical form. And using this opportunity, OIC being one of the biggest convergence for world leaders, I think this is an exciting moment for any student, especially me.
The training was conducted by the Diplomacy, Etiquette and Protocol Consulting, an academy created by former Ambassador Ibrahim Usman Dur to prepare individuals build their capacities in various fields in the area of protocol and etiquette. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
And now the Minister of Trade and Employment has visited Espace Motors in his series of engagement with Q Group of companies. Espace Motors is a leader in Gambia's automotive sector and the sole distributor of top vehicle manufacturing brands. The Trade and Employment Minister has described Espace Motors as a modern and sophisticated enterprise which vehicle owners should explore for quality services. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Along the Bertil-Harding Highway is Espace Motors, an entity of the Q Group which is hailed as the most modern and largest automobile service in the Gambia. Together with his delegation, the Minister of Trade and Employment had an exclusive access to the facilities of Espace Motors. As an automotive business in the Gambia, Espace is the exclusive dealer of car manufacturing companies such as Great Wall, Futon, Sherry International, Mercedes, Ford, and other international brands. The Trade Minister was taken on a tour of the Espace Vehicle showroom where top and most modern vehicles are displayed for sale. From the showroom, Minister Juve met hardworking Gambian staff at Espace Motors, which is equipped with modern technologies that diagnose and repair various vehicle models and offers towing services and vehicle painting. The Minister of Trade and Employment shares his impression of Espace Motors' service capacity.
Just like our bodies, vehicles need management, and you have the equipment to do a proper diagnosis in the first place, which the machines will do for you clearly and visibly. You have expertise. You have competent, qualified people who can even assemble vehicles, which I saw today. Not small vehicles, but heavy-duty vehicles are being assembled at Espace. That is an amazing level to attain in this country in terms of engineering.
Espace Motors employs and trains many Gambians who are making waves in their various fields of work. Like other Gambian businesses significantly impacting our economy, Espace Motors and the Q Group by extension is facing some challenges as highlighted here by the chairman of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah.
We have to incentivize people that if you employ people, we will waive this for you. We will do, you were asking what is government doing. We are the biggest taxpayer. We are the biggest employer. What, do we have anything special? No.
Mohammed has invested massively in every spot we went to. I asked him the same question. Mohammed, you must have invested a lot here, and he told me the numbers. In total, he has spent hundreds of millions of euro or hundreds of millions of dollars in the Gambia. So companies that invest in the Gambia do have certain privileges, certain incentives that, again, we need to engage our agency, which is GAIPA, and look at how we can complement what Q Group is doing by supporting what they are doing. Either, there are so many incentives that government give.
Recently, due to its capacity, Espace Motors, through the Q Group, has been involved in public-private partnership with KMC and GTSC, wherein, respectively, it pre-financed and procured waste trucks and buses to improve waste management and urban transportation in the Gambia. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
That report there by Momodu Lamin Choi will take us to a commercial break. When we return, we have some more local stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
The third edition of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Investment Forum will be held in the Gambia under the auspices of His Excellency President Adama Barrow and the OIC Secretary General on Thursday, 2nd and 3rd May 2024 at the Carabao Hotel.
Welcome, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome to Banjul.
The golden opportunity to the smiling coast of Africa will bring together presidents of international financial institutions, including ISDB, AFDB, Badia, Afrexim Bank, Fagas, and others. The investment forum will also convene the highest level of economic and investment actors across the 57 OIC member countries from both the public and private sector to explore investment opportunities in the Gambia and promote economic growth and job creation. All the attendees will include senior government actors, 60 top international investors, employers' federations, chambers of commerce, professional associations, bankers, and insurers.
We welcome the investors to come and invest into the Gambia. We are open for business.
Don't miss the chance to be part of this transformative process.
Welcome back. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News with me, Jul Denjai, and now to the rest of our stories. The Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and partners hosted the Smart Africa Focal Points meeting on Tuesday. The forum brought together more than 20 African countries to discuss how to transform Africa's digital infrastructure. Momodu Gajaga attended the event, and this is his report.
Smart Africa is a bold and innovative commitment from African heads of state and government to accelerate sustainable socio-economic development on the continent, ushering Africa into a knowledge economy through affordable access to broadband and usage of information and communications technologies. Telma Kwaye, Director of Digital Infrastructure, Skills and Empowerment, speaks on digital transformation in the continent.
What this event we are having here today means is that we bring all the people that we are working with in the various countries together, and we come here to exchange ideas, to learn from each other, to know what's happening in the other country so that we can take learnings from it. We don't want everybody starting from a ground zero. countries are at different levels when it comes to digital transformation. So such forums allows us to learn from each other, so we don't have to repeat the mistakes of each other, so we can leapfrog in our digital transformation journeys.
The Gambia is among 21 countries taking part in the Smart Africa Focal Point meeting program. According to Lamin Camara, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, the Gambia is trying to join the rest of the continent in transforming its digital infrastructure with innovative solutions. Permanent Secretary Camara added that they are working on stronger cybersecurity policies and on boosting the rate of connectivity in the country.
In terms of digital transformation, Gambia, we are also not left behind. We are part of the bandwagon when it comes to first dealing with connectivity. And now what we are trying to do is to also see how we leverage on services where we can bring the right applications for our citizens to use to ease service delivery on their behalf in the country. So that's where we are focusing, and I think that is what is in line with the activities ongoing at the moment within the continent.
Usman Ba, the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, says since the creation of the ministry in May 2022, they have formulated and validated 15 policies, strategic and regulations, including a Digital Economy Master Plan, 2023 to 2033, a cloud policy and digital addressing policies, amongst other initiatives.
The impressive tone out today reaffirm our collection commitment to the utilization of the numerous transformative opportunities presented by digital technology to leapfrog economic development for the betterment of the African continent. The gathering is also demonstrated our drive to positive social economic change through multilateral partnership.
The Smart Africa Alliance has grown to include 39 African countries, including the Gambia, that represent over 1 billion people. The forum is expected to gather efforts towards Africa's digital revolution and improve connectivity. Smart Africa's vision is to transform Africa into a single digital market through a number of carefully selected interventions within the field of ICT and leverage the continental economies of scale as Africa seeks to develop further. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, the outgoing president of the West African Insurance Companies Association, WAICA, Eddie Efe Koha, on Monday called on stakeholders in the insurance sector to work towards the establishment of a common insurance market in Africa. He was speaking at the opening ceremony of WAICA's AGM meeting currently underway in the Gambia. And Sumana Sonyasi tells us more.
His comments signify a strong desire from the WAICA leadership for the creation of a common insurance market for the African continent. This need for an all-inclusive insurance framework forms the theme for this year's AGM and Education Conference, which is ensuring a common insurance market in Africa, challenges and prospects. Outlining the association's vision for a united sector, he enjoins delegates from member associations to share experiences and ideas to help address current challenges. He also acknowledges the role of governments in their respective member states, as well as the association's past executives for their support and contribution to WAICA's growth.
And over the years, WAICA has provided a platform for us to enrich our knowledge of insurance, share business information, and network as insurance players in the sub-region. It is in furtherance of these noble objectives that we have packaged this conference to address the issues of rating of insurance companies in West Africa to reposition them for global competitiveness in the full realization that insurance is a global business.
Speaking earlier, Babukar Jaju, president of the Gambia Insurance Company Associations, who is also the managing director of the Gambia National Insurance Company Limited, who is expected to assume the regional body's leadership at this AGM, acknowledges government support to the insurance sector in the Gambia. He also urges members to collaborate more as they move towards instituting a framework that seeks to strengthen their work.
I enjoin all delegates to participate fully in the deliberations, share their views and professional expertise constructively, so that the goal of establishing a common insurance market in the West Africa member countries can be realized in a very near future. which is achievable if we are truly committed to its creation and maintenance.
Deputizing for the Minister, Mamadi Damfa, Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, and Pausman Silla of the Central Bank of the Gambia underscore WAICA's contribution to providing quality insurance services in the region, and commend the leadership for their foresight in choosing a theme they describe as apt and timely.
One of the key objectives of WAICA is working towards harmonizing an integrated insurance industry in the sub-region, and indeed to learn that WAICA founding fathers spearheaded the setting of the ECOWAS Brown Card, which eventually became one of the most successful ECOWAS integration tools. It is also evident that the insurance sector is an international business, and hence the need for markets within the sub-region to work together in harmonizing their practices.
The harmonization of its regulations within the sub-region will make it easier for insurance to operate seamlessly in our member countries, and the resulting cost savings for the benefit of the population is also highly desirable.
The West African Insurance Companies Association, WAICA, was founded in May 1973 to promote cooperation between insurers operating in the West African sub-region and to help mitigate the effects of the lack of reinsurance capacity within the West African insurance industry. Ansmane Sonyase for KTV News.
And now 3,000 officers of the Gambia Police Force were on Friday promoted to various ranks at events held at all regions in the country. QTV attended one of the events held in Banjul, and this is the report by Babukar Sise.
At a ceremony held at police lines in Banjul, promoted officers included members from the Police Intervention Unit, the Police Clinic, and the Tailoring Unit. The Commissioner of the Police Medic Unit, Alhaji Kinte, commended the leadership of the Gambia Police Force for recognizing the efforts of the medics.
I am humbled with the number of promotions we got this time, and in particular the medical unit, especially the senior ranks ASP. At least we've got 3, which definitely shows that the command is looking at us as well and looking at our performance. It is indeed an auspicious occasion for such a number of people to be promoted at the same time. And it is also said, to whom much is given, much is expected. We are all happy today because you are promoted. That is not the end of everything. That is the beginning of your hard work.
Lala Kamara, Commissioner for Banjul Region, has this advice for the newly promoted officers.
People come and go, but governance stay. You have, many are called, but few are chosen. You are the chosen ones. Do not relent. Try hard, work hard. In this security fraternity, we have 3 words, and these 3 words, if we look into it properly, it will help us to execute our duties. One, which is discipline. Without discipline, you are nowhere. And the number 2 is sacrifice, because we all know at all times when duty calls for, we have to go and do it, because we are here to serve our nation. Okay, the 3rd one is discretion. Use your discretion properly and use it wisely.
Cadet Assistant Superintendent Fatou Dabo gave the vote of thanks.
This day has been long awaited, and certainly everyone present here today is excited to celebrate with us on our well-deserved promotion. For this excellent decision, I would like to give credit to our noble institution, that is the Gambia Police Force, for motivating its staffs by promoting a whole lot of them. Ranks come with responsibilities, as they say. We are not promoted just for a mere decoration, but to shoulder more responsibilities in order to serve our beloved nation. Now it is our turn to show this noble institution and the Gambia at large that no responsibility is too heavy for us, and we shall deliver more than as expected.
Friday's event in Banjul was attended by various service chiefs. The senior management of the Gambia Police Force sees the promotions as a manifestation of efforts to reform the force. Babukar Sise, QTV News.
Well, congratulations there to the newly promoted officers. I'm afraid that's all we got time for. Do join us tomorrow, but before then, here's the recap of the headlines. Ahead of the OIC Summit in the Gambia, Ahead of the OIC Summit in the Gambia next month, the Gambia's High Commissioner to the UK, Her Excellency Fatou Bensouda, underscores the need for a collaboration for a successful summit. And as part of preparations for the OIC Summit, the OIC Secretariat organized a two-day training session for over 150 liaison and protocol officers. And the Minister of Trade and Employment visited Espace Motors as part of his series of engagement with the Q group of companies. And the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy and Partners hosted the Smart Africa Focal Points meeting on Tuesday. And the outgoing president of the West African Insurance Companies Association, Eddie Ife Koha, on Monday called on stakeholders in the insurance sector to work towards the establishment of a common insurance market in Africa. That's all we have for you in this edition of the Bulletin. Do join us again at 10 p.m. for another Bulletin. Thanks for watching.